Hi, I'm going to show you how to add push notifications to a Flutter app using Entrig. Entrig is a tool built for Supabase that sends push notifications based on database events without writing any backend code. We're going to add notifications to a group chat app. Here we have two users on two devices. John is on the left and Mike is on the right. Both are members of the same general group. Let's send a message in the group. And we received the message immediately while the app is open. But let's see what happens when we put the app in the background. Now, if John sends a reply, we don't get any notification on the other device. So let's fix this right now. To get started, we go to the Entrig package on pub.dev. We'll be following the README guide for this setup, but before we touch the code, we need to configure our project in the dashboard. Let's head to entrig.com and sign in. I've logged into Entrig. The first step is to connect Supabase. This authorizes Entrig to access the database. And then choose the specific project we're working on, in this case, the group chat app. Now, let's configure for each platform. For Android, I'll upload the Firebase Service Account JSON file and enter the application ID. For iOS, we need the APNS configuration. We configure both production and sandbox environments here, so the notifications work seamlessly during both development and release. I'll upload the APNS authentication keys and enter the required details. Once that's done, I'll click Complete Setup. We've now completed the setup successfully. The dashboard is empty right now since we haven't created any notifications yet. Now, let's write the code. First, we add the Entrig package to the pubspec.yaml file. Then we have the platform setup. For Android, there's no extra setup required. For iOS, normally we have to configure capabilities in Xcode, but here we're going to use the Entrig setup command. It updates runner.entitlements and info.plist files. It also creates backup files of the original files just in case. Next, we'll initialize Entrig in main.dart. To do this, we need the API key. I'll get it from the Entrig settings, copy the key, and paste it into the .env file. We'll use the auto-register with Supabase auth method. This method is the simplest way to get started. It automatically registers the device token using the current user's ID from Supabase auth. This is crucial, because later, when we create a notification, we need this user ID to target the intended users. Let's handle what happens when a user taps a notification. I've already prepared a push notification service class. I'll uncomment this file. In home screen, we'll initialize the listener. We're specifically listening to on notification opened, which triggers when the app is opened by tapping a notification. And that's it for the code. The app is now ready to receive notifications.
We're going to add notifications for 3 scenarios. First, when a member joins a group, we notify the group owner. Second, when a new message is sent, we notify all members of that group, excluding the sender. And third, when a new group is created, we notify all users except the owner of the group. To make this happen, let's quickly review how the database is structured. Everything starts with the users table on the right, which stores the user profiles. Next is the groups table. Notice the connection here. The created by field links back to the users table to identify the group owner. The group members table is a join table that acts as a bridge linking users and groups. Then, the messages table stores the actual chat content. It links every message to a group and a sender. We'll use these relationships to get the user ID when creating notifications.
Let's create the first notification. We'll start with the single user scenario, notifying the group owner when a new member joins their group. In the dashboard, click Add Notification. Since joining a group adds a new row to the group members table, we select that as the event table and choose Insert as the event. Now, the most important part, the user identifier. We need to select who receives this notification. We want the group owner. So, we traverse from the group members table into the groups table and select Created By field. This ID must match the Supabase auth ID, since we used auto-register with Supabase auth in the app earlier. Next, let's add an event condition. When a user creates a group, they're added as a member, but we don't want to notify them. So, we add a rule. Only send this notification if the joining user's user ID is not equal to the group's Created By ID. Click Continue. Let's set the notification type to New Member. This helps the Flutter app decide how to handle the notifications. We can also select data to include in the payload. Let's pick the group ID, group name, and the username of the new member. Now, we can use that payload data to make the message dynamic. For the title, we'll say, New Member Joined Your Group. For the body, we can click the variables to insert them. We'll write, Username joined your group, group name. Click Create Notification. And it's done. Just to show you what happened behind the scenes. In the Supabase dashboard, Entrig generated the database triggers and functions for the notification. Back in our Flutter code, we need to handle the notification we created. Inside our listener, I'll uncomment a line which calls the helper function. Notice that we are handling logic based on the notification type, here, new member, which we just defined in the dashboard. We can access the custom payload data, like username and group name, directly from the event.data object. We use this data to show a dialog, and when the user clicks View, we navigate them directly to the relevant chat group using the group ID from the payload. Now, let's test if the notification we created works. We have John on the left and Mike on the right. Mike is the owner of Mike's group. Let's put Mike's app in the background so we can see the notification arrive. John is now going to join Mike's group. We click Join. And there it is on the right. Mike receives the New Member Joined notification. Now, let's tap on it. The app opens and the dialog appears, populated with the dynamic data we set up earlier. It correctly says John joined Mike's group. When we click View Group, it navigates us directly to the chat screen. The single user notification flow is working exactly as intended. Now for the second scenario, sending notifications to multiple users. When a new message is sent, we want to notify everyone in that group, except the sender. So, let's create the second notification. Select the Messages table and the Insert event. For the user identifier, we select Multiple Users. Since we cannot find the users directly, we need to find them via a join table. We need to bridge the Messages table to the Group Members table. We do this by matching the group ID from the event record in the Messages table to the group ID in the Group Members table. Once connected, we select the User ID column in the Group Members table to identify who should receive the notification. But wait, this list includes the sender, and we don't want to notify them for their own message. So, in Recipient Filters, we add a condition. The user ID from the Group Members table must not equal the user ID from the Messages table. Click Continue. We'll set the type to New Message. For the payload, we'll need the message content, the sender name, the group ID, and the group name. Now, let's craft the notification. For the title, we can say New Message from Sender Name in Group Name. And for the body, we'll simply use the message content. Click Create Notification. Notification is created. Now, everyone in the group will be notified when a message is sent, except the person who sent it. Back in the code, let's handle the new message notification type. Here, we navigate the user straight to the chat screen. We get the group ID and name from the payload to ensure they go to the correct conversation. Now, let's test the group message notification. This time, we'll put John's app in the background on the left. Mike will send a message saying, "Welcome to the group, John." Notification received. Let's check the message. We can see the title and body we configured. Let's tap on it. It navigates directly to the group chat screen. The second notification type is working perfectly. Finally, let's create our third notification. When a new group is created, we want to broadcast it to every user in the app so they can join. Select the Groups table and the Insert event. For the user identifier, we select Multiple Users. This time, we don't need a Join table. We simply want to target everyone in the Users table. So, under All Users From, select the Users table and choose the ID field. However, we must exclude the person who just created the group. In Recipient Filters, add a rule. The user's ID must not equal the Created By field from the Groups table. Click Continue. Set the type to New Group. For the payload, select the ID, name, and the creator's username. Let's set the title to Join the New Group. Creating the third notification. And that's it. We have successfully configured all three notification scenarios. Back in the code once again, let's handle for the notification type New Group. We show a dialog using the group name from the payload. And when the user taps View, we navigate them directly to that new group's chat screen. Now, let's test the third notification. We'll put Mike's app in the background again. On the left, John creates a new group called John's Group. We receive the notification on Mike's device. It says, "Join the new group." Let's tap on it. The app opens and shows the dialog. On clicking View, it navigates to the group chat. And with that, all the notifications are working correctly. To wrap things up, let's test the notifications on multiple devices, including iOS. We have both Android emulators running in the background. Let's create an account on iOS as Tom. Immediately, the auto-registration triggers the native permission dialog. We click Allow. Now, Tom joins the general group. Since John, on the far left, is the owner of this group, he receives the new member alert in the background. Now, Tom sends a message to the group. Both John and Mike receive the notification simultaneously. Let's put the iOS app in the background. Now, let's tap the notification on John's device. It takes us directly to the group chat. We send a message, "Welcome, Tom." Now, both the iOS device on the right and the Android in the middle receive the notifications. And there we go. We created notifications for all scenarios and tested them on multiple devices. That's it.